So let's start with what would you do, what would you not do, and how would you exactly do it if you had to go to past and teach your younger version of yourself
The things I'm currently doing right now.
the things that you're currently
If I ever get the chance to go in the past, I would only say to myself that it's all about the visions. Whatever I'm doing, whether it's writing, it's agency, or it's web development or blogs, I was doing it because of a purpose, because of a journey that I had. Because eventually I want to find my purpose. Means if I am living and I'm living here, then there should be a reason why I'm living here.
Yeah.
Because without a reason, a God cannot just create a human being.
Okay.
There should be a reason out there. And it is our duty, I would say, to find that, to fulfill it. Because if we are not the ones responsible for our actions, then who is?
Yeah.
So that's the thing I would say, patience. And if I have to change my field, is like I still be doing writing. It is the, you can say, core meaning of my life. I can express it in better words rather than in either in video forms or in like arts or in writing is something I
would say each and every one of us is an expressive. It's just the different ways and different forms of the expression we chose to express ourselves in. Yeah. So some choose writing, some choose designing to express themselves. Some choose the ways of money to express themselves.
There are artists in architecture fields, sculptors who choose to portray and create statues. There is also a form of art.
Yeah.
And you can choose anything to express what
you can choose everything, but the thing is that intentionally, there are a very little number of people who choose to express themselves. Otherwise, the expression chooses the people to be reflected upon him. For example, if you are a writer, like there are thousands of writers you would see, but they are not the writer like you. They don't express. What they focus on is just to make money and all of that. I'm not saying that making money is wrong, but you're not doing the writing because you love to do it. You are doing writing for the sake of the money. Whereas if you found something more valuable and that pays you more,
I would like to add into that because I myself have done that same thing. I chose art, graphic designing because I want to make something out of it.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out well because it was not something you can say I was born for.
Yeah.
Because I was doing it just the sake of achieving money or you can say following.
Yeah.
But then when I came across to writing, I understood that it is something I can express on my own. I don't need ideas, I don't need anything, I just want a word or you can say a sentence, and that is enough for me to create a, you can say, 1,000 word or 2,000 word story. Because it has, I like to express it into multiple ways.
Yeah.
How it connects with space, life, human, anything. Because I am interested in that. So it's a, you can say, totally different mindset, but also a totally different way of living life.
I was reading about this. I don't know if it is correct or not because I didn't double check it, to be honest. But yeah, I was reading about this that when we are growing and we have two things, right? There are two parts of our brain, the right side and the left side. One of them is responsible for us to see the things as an individual. Okay, so it's like every tree is an individual tree. Okay, and there is a second part of our brain that tells that each and everything is connected with everything. Okay, so these are two things. These are two parts of brain. But what we are implied focus on throughout our childhood is that each and everything is different. The biology is different. The chemistry is different. Each and everything is different. So we actually lost the second part of our brain, which connects each and everything as one thing, and we don't see the things like that. And that is one of the major reasons that people are unable to connect the things the way you are doing it. Okay, you said you are connecting the words. You take this word, you can like connect it to space, you can connect it to the meaning of life, any way you want it, because you have that maybe right side of your brain activated, whereas most of the people are not having that, and it is not their fault. Why? Because they are following the mediocrity.
Exactly.
And they are not choosing, if we say they are not choosing that to be, they are forced upon them, and for us, for each and every one of us to get outside of that force, we have to actually imply a opposite, equal, or more force to get out of that mediocrity.
I remember yesterday I was going through a podcast and the guest mentioned was even in our body, just like you can say chemistry.
Yeah.
When we mixture oxygen with hydrogen, it can make ozone. It can make oxygen.
Yeah.
Air for us.
Yeah. O3 and O2.
O3 and O2. And also it can form water.
Yeah.
With hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah.
But these are different individual entities. But they are made up of the same elements and things.
Yeah.
So it is also same in our body. If we are, you can say, having love, but if we connect that love with obsession or with jealousy, it can turn into something else.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we connect that word into something, you can say love into like joy.
Yeah.
Or in happiness, it can form, you can say, affection or anything else.
Yeah.
So that's how our body works and how our brain or everything.
Exactly.
We are just connecting different things into different entities.
That's a nice analogy.
Yeah. To express different things.
Yeah.
And that is at some level not only damaging our brains and bodies, but also our friendship, our relations, and everything.
Exactly. And our duty is to be aware of what we are doing. Okay. And to take the actions out of intention. If we see the most successful people, if you go and search most successful people as a writer, if I go and search most successful people as XYZ, rather and not being focused on any industry, what we see is that people have chosen to be conscious of the actions they are taking in, and that's how they have become the best in their field.
Exactly. That's the whole purpose.
It is the awareness, it is the consciousness. Because if we are not aware of what we are doing, if you are not aware of you are even having a problem, how would you solve it?
Because that's the first initial step, you can say,
to
identify what is happening. Just like the, you can say, Murphy law, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
No, Murphy law says everything has an equal reaction. What was the second law? If you write down things, 50% of them are already solved. I don't remember the name.
I don't remember the name as well.
Because, but the main core concept is, if you are doing something and you are just writing them down, you don't have the clarity in your mind, but you just wrote them in an order. You know now what you have.
Yeah.
All the distractions are cut out directly.
Yeah.
Because you are not, you can say, connecting strings together. Because you are just writing down individual entities. This is what I have to do today, and when it is done, I'm free.
Yeah.
There is no string attached. It is just, you can say, our emotions somehow controlling those strings, like a puppet.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's all about the brain. How we are transforming it, how we are analyzing it,
how we are actually doing each and everything.
But if I have to say, if a person who's, you can say, in the crowd, and he's went so deep into it, now he has realized what flaws he has, but he just cannot come out. What that person can do? Means, like, I know a guy who's very deep into, you can say, that well, and now he just don't know the rope and how to climb that well out.
You know, I have met some people who changed after I met them due to the help I provided them by the help of God, and due to the knowledge and the structured knowledge that I provided to them, the way I opened the entire mindset by the things I have learned for years in just a matter of days or weeks. But another point comes that in the starting, the people would find you, that you are a cool guy, you can see the things in that way. But a time eventually comes that, let's suppose if they are 22, okay, so they have their beliefs, some beliefs of them. They have their beliefs, whether they are right or wrong, they have built for 22 years. But when I say something and that isn't accepted by their beliefs,
or the negative guy,
they would actually stop listening me and start arguing with me. And that is the point where I stop the conversation, because I know that we are not leading this conversation to be anywhere. And what happens is that if your beliefs are strong, Okay, see, if your beliefs are strong, they cannot be threatened by a weakened belief.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it means that if I'm saying you something and your belief is scared of something, that it means that what I'm talking about and my beliefs are stronger than what you are believing.
Because if he's scared, deep down into his heart, he knows he's wrong at some
Exactly.
point. He's just denying it. He's denying that point.
That person is not willingly denying it, well, by being conscious, but in the back of their head, in the back of their mind, they know, their brain knows, they don't know, their soul knows that there is something that is fishy going on with this current belief system, because I think they should not be working like this. And that conflict has two things, has to lead you in two directions. What I see is most probably that majority of the people, they go for never accepting anything, and never being able to be open to receive the information. Or on the other hand, is that they actually saying that, tell me more about that.
Because if I have to say, in my own experience, I've met, you can say, one or two relatives of mine, and the state of life they were in, that you can say troubles and problems they were doing in their life, and financially and everything, they know they were wrong. But they were not only denying themselves, they were giving counter arguments to us that you are the one wrong, I'm not doing what I'm doing right.
Yeah.
Because but if I you can say place my feet into their shoes.
Yeah.
If I think about them as a human being, at some point, my heart, my mind will deny me. He will call out to me that what am I doing in my life? So if a person who is in trouble, if a person is doing something wrong, does either their brain is covered into something, or what, that it's not signaling that you are wrong?
There actually, it connects to a great idea of a book that you showed me earlier. The author of the book, that is, ego is the enemy. It is not the layers, it is not the external influence, it is not anything, but it is your ego that is keeping you there. Because if you be open and neutral about each and everything, like the things are not asking to be judged by you. Okay? So if you have that kind of approach, then you don't go and make the things out of thin air, and you're not actually giving your opinions about anything, then you are open to learn. And when you are open to learn, you form those new neural pathways that can actually make you be able to learn even more and within depths of the fields.
Let me give you an example of that. I know a person, and he kind of, you can say, done an inappropriate act. He kind of harassed someone.
Okay.
When he met me and we talked about this, with our conversation, he kind of realized what mistake he has done. He realized it. He accepted. He just didn't deny at all. But if I place my feet into his life, what kind of ego was I carrying that I performed such act? Because doing such thing isn't ego at all.
Yeah, it's obvious. And I was about to say that doing an act is not ego, but staying rigid that I did it, it was my choice and I have each and every decision to make. That is something that is we call ego. Because come on, I was reading about this that there are LGBTQs, right? So if a group of people comes to us and says that I am a boy, but I feel interested in boys, I feel like that, and they are making us be obliged to listen to them, but at the same time they are saying that pedophiles are wrong just because those pedophiles feel like, that's the way they do, feel like to do such an act. So if we follow our feelings and the things that are provided to us by the environment, by the society, we are actually leading the wrong way. But if we take the things that the Creator has given to us, okay, if we read the direct commandments by the Creator Himself, then there is no way that we can misguide ourselves.
Means you are saying our ego is kind of connected with our other emotions of affection, desire, which eventually lead to such a life.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand. Because it's eventually the ego. The ego of denying things, ego don't accepting them.
Yeah.
Now I understand that.
And along with that, like the things that we are, the feelings, I never said, and no one says that if you are a boy and you have feeling for a boy, those feelings are not valid. Yeah, feelings are valid, even though they are wrong. They are valid.
Have you seen movies?
Yeah, I have.
Like through your whole lifetime, would you choose a female lead or a male lead in your favorite movie?
I would prefer to have a male lead.
Why?
Because they are like so much masculine and they have that kind of aura.
Because
that
eventually, at some point, every male is kind of at some level attracted to a man.
Yeah.
Because he inspires you. That is also emotion.
Yeah.
Inspiration and motivation. That's also emotion.
Yeah.
That's also exchange of chemicals in our body.
It comes in the ideology that it is kind of different, but it comes in the ideology that I wish to be like him.
So the emotions are not different.
Yeah.
You can say that bisexual person or LGBT we are having that same emotion. It's just that you can say different mindset or ideology that we are carrying.
Exactly. And you know what? If we see, in Islam, if we see that no one denies that you are having feeling, okay? Yeah, you can feel like if you are a boy, you can feel certain things for certain people, you can feel certain things for certain others, but the major thing is that to have control over that. So, and you are rewarded actually more if you are having those feelings and still having control over them, because come on, we all know that majority of the feelings and majority of the emotions that are provided to us is not we ourselves, but by Satan, by the dark side, because they are the biggest distraction for us, and to distract us from the eventual goal that we are looking on.
Now let me add an air into this conversation. If deep down it all comes to the ideology that we are carrying, because emotions are the same in every person. It's all about the ideology. So how an ideology can be constructed into such? Because if we, you can say, argue it, our environment is what creates an ideology.
Yeah, it does.
If we see things like that, so imagine we both are having the same environment, okay? But at some level, we both are having the same parents. Imagine that also. Okay. The thing is, the mother and father loves you more than me. I'm also having the same T-shirt like you. It's just because they are just giving you a higher value. It kind of some level creates negativity in myself that I'm getting jealous from you. Okay. So that eventually environment is same. In perspective, room, things, clothes. The exchange of love is different. Okay. So it will create a different ideology.
Yeah.
So we are saying, if we are saying that environment does affect, their environment is the same, then what creates an ideology into such a way?
I think that it again comes down to the emotional triggers that a child is having. Okay, so love is not a thing that we can measure.
We cannot measure that.
We cannot say a parent loves this child more or this child less. But what we still have an idea, just because we are human, so we tend to have reason for each and everything. So I feel like maybe my parents are treating him, my brother, more with love than me. Is that the certain actions we see? And we only see those actions when we choose to see them, okay? Let's suppose if you don't have any friends and neither do I, we are only the both and we are having the same parents, you would never feel like it, that you are being treated with less love unless you compare yourself with me, or there is someone else who is doing that comparison. You see, there are like the major reasons that the people the major reason that that makes the relationships comes to an end. The major reasons that the relationships come to an end is that because any of the two parties is having the external influence of a friend that is saying them, hey, your boyfriend didn't treat you well, mind us this. does this like does to you is yours the one who does this.
And
And
you are saying at some point we are affected by the external force.
yeah, and the moment when we realize that we are being affected and influenced by the external source, there are again two ways. Either it is egoistic or there is not. If I'm an egoistic person, I would say no, there is no such power that can actually have influence over me. And I would keep denying that I was having that thing.
Means again you are on the negative track.
Yeah, again I'm on the negative. But if I accept it, yeah, I was being affected by and influenced by the external things, but now I see the things are going this way. I have to actually make and track those things into a set another way.
It is your identity. But if a person decides that I done such an act due to external forces, then he will never, maybe at some point he will never make himself responsible for such act. He will not take the responsibility.
Yeah.
Because deep down he will say, I wasn't the one wrong. He is the one that made me wrong.
That's why we say
again he's on the negative track.
That's why we always say that we don't take ideologies from the humans themselves. So we don't take ideologies from the creation, but the creator.
Or the creator. Exactly.
Okay. So if you have to go for an ideology, if we see that Islam says that there is Satan, there is Iblis that is going to force you to do certain actions, but the doer is you.
It's the point of realization that we.
And then I cannot, because you talked about my ideology is connected to this one. So if I take my ideology and if I see that it is the creation base or the creator base, I would say it is on the creator base. But if I choose any other ideology, I was kept denying the truth that I did it and it was just an source of external influence.
That's the point of realization, because at some point we are human and we will do it, that we will not accept that it's our own action.
Yeah.
At some point, any act of life, we will do it and we won't accept that.
Yeah.
We will keep denying it. Or if we do accept it, we will say we will become egoistic.
Yeah.
Means there's a very thin margin of life that we have to go through. Here is you can say that, here is also a that.
Yeah. It's like the things are chosen to be. The way you are right now, the way I am right now. We chose this to be. We had other choices. You can be a drunk Tariq instead of the Nexus. I could be someone who can be a chain smoker. But we didn't choose that. We chose the way we are right now. Today. We chose it to be.
Now if we choose to be the way we are, I will give you an example of a person I met, and I explained to him, I gave him an example. I said to him, imagine the environment you are living currently. Would you live your next 50 years in that environment? And without any hesitation, he said, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I'm okay with that civil system of, you can say, village side. I'm okay with that ideologies and everything. Then I counter replied without any hesitation, would you provide that same environment for your child? And he said, never. So for you as an individual, you are okay with the negativity you are around. But for a person who is born from you, you won't give it to them.